welcome to my channel. Today I'd like to talk about flying drones in the city a little bit more. In a recent video I called on all drone operators in my city to send a letter to their city councillor in order to hopefully change or amend the bylaw that prohibits us from launching our drones on public property. My argument was basically that it isn't any more dangerous than letting dogs run loose, allowing alcohol consumption, and allowing the throwing of frisbee discs. I received some interesting comments. One of them was on our local Facebook group about drones. Todd says that the city does not discriminate against any specific type of remote controlled device. However, that is not correct. Let me show you the section of the bylaw 2202 that regulates the use of parkland. Section 15 of this bylaw lists the activities requiring a permit. And here's the exact wording that includes drones. While on parkland, no person shall, and now we go to section D, where it says the following: operate a model aircraft, rocket, or other power-assisted flying model. I think that's pretty clear, and as far as I can tell, does not refer to any other remote-controlled devices. It says flying models. Drones fly. But with a little digging, I came across some false information, which is probably what Todd based his comments on. The website Discovery of Tech pops up when you Google about flying drones in Edmonton. Strangely enough, it actually states on there that if your drone weighs more than 250 grams, you need to register it with the EPS, the Edmonton Police Service. That supposedly gives you the right to fly in Edmonton parks. That, my friends, is wrong information, probably put together by some US lawyer or blogger who published an article without doing his homework. It almost had me fooled too. I had to go back to the city's website to make sure I was still reasonably well informed. Folks, the EPS has plenty of functions in Edmonton, but registering your drones is not one of them. If your drone is over 250 grams, it needs to be registered with Transport Canada. I'm assuming most of you already know that. It does not give you the right to fly on city property. I'm leaving a link in the description to this webpage, but only with a disclaimer. It is complete nonsense. There are other rules in there that I've never heard of, and some are direct contradictions. Read it for entertainment only. Another comment was by Paul. Here's the exact quote. Many people are concerned about invasion of privacy when it comes to drones. I think they need to be restricted to the operator's private property airspace. Furthermore, they are just an indulgence that private citizens do not need. I'm glad Edmonton is protecting people from such intrusive and uncontrolled surveillance. First off, a regular camera drone would have to be flown in a pretty reckless manner over someone else's property in order to invade privacy. The cameras they carry are typically wide-angle, similar to action cameras like GoPros. It'll be impossible to positively identify someone who has been filmed by a drone, unless the drone was unreasonably low or close to them. Laws on trespassing are a bit confusing. Do you have a reasonable expectation of privacy where a drone can see you? Here's the wording from the Canadian law against voyeurism. Section 162(1). Everyone commits an offense who surreptitiously observes, including by mechanical or electronic means, or makes a visual recording of a person who is in circumstances that give rise to a reasonable expectation of privacy. If A, the person is in a place, in which a person can reasonably be expected to be nude, to expose his or her genital organs or anal region or her breast, or to be engaged in explicit sexual activity. B. The person is nude, is exposing his or her genital organs or anal region or her breasts, or is engaged in explicit sexual activity, and the observation or recording is done for the purpose of observing or recording a person in such a state or engaged in such an activity, or C. The observation or recording is done for a sexual purpose. Good luck on doing this kind of stuff with your drone. It would most certainly require reckless operation. Seriously. Look at some of my beautiful recent footage. Do you see a reason to be concerned about invasion of privacy? Sorry, Paul, but your comment shows to me that you have a very limited knowledge of what consumer drones are capable of. They are no more invasive than your dash cam, the security cameras on private and public properties, and whatever else is recording out there. Get used to it. Cameras are everywhere. No big deal, because drone operators aren't interested in you. Not in the least. So, to conclude this video, I'd like to report that I have received a response to my email from my city councillor, Ashley Salvador. She said that she forwarded my letter to the Public Spaces team. I hope I'm not the only one in this group who sent one. There's strength in numbers, and it's not too late. So I hope that even if you're not in Edmonton, you got something out of this video. There's a lot of confusing and even outright false information out there. I can completely understand why someone would be intimidated by it and avoid flying altogether. That would be too bad, because drones are a good thing, both as a hobby and for commercial applications. Let's make sure we use them responsibly so no one gets hurt or in trouble. Finally, if you haven't hit that like button yet, please gently push it now. I would also like to welcome you as a subscriber, but that's up to you. My content is full of surprises, and you may or may not find it valuable. Have a great day.